Hello everyone, welcome to Quran Contradictions Debunked, episode 8, and this video is on the topic, do bees eat fruit? What we will prove. We will prove that there is no contradiction or mistake in 1669. So 1669 says, then eat from all the fruits. Bees are instructed to eat fruits. So we can see this article here, someone asked the question, Quran 1669, bees eating fruits. So kindly guide me with the verse in which Allah orders bees to make nests in trees and in roofs, and then says they eat from fruits and create honey. So my question is: today we came to know that bees make honey through eating rust from flowers. Then why Allah says eat fruit? Kindly answer me as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Now you can see the response from someone. They say, how do you come to find out bees only eat flower nectar? They certainly eat fruits like figs, dates, and other soft overripe fruits. So that's true. Bees do actually eat fruits, and I can show you videos of it soon. But then he says, thank you for your kind reply. But sir, don't you think that the main source of honey forming is flower nectar? With due respect, don't you think mentioning flower nectar could be more better to clarify the actual substance of honey forming rather than fruit? Google says this: honeybees primarily make honey from nectar or flowers, not fruits. They collect nectar, then transform it into honey through a process. Fruits contain sugars as well, but honeybees typically focus on flowers for nectar collection. And then the response is, of course, Quran is not a book of scientific facts. Instead, it addresses people of the Arabian Peninsula 1400 years ago and argues from the concepts that are readily understood. It is quite understandable that flowers are not plentiful in desert environments, while fruits like dates and figs are. It also is a known fact that in addition to flowers, honeybees also like ripened fruits, especially in the period of nectar diat. With this understanding, I do not see an issue with that verse says. And then the guy goes, yes, now I see the logic. Thank you very much. And here's like other people saying the same thing. Some have noted that the verse apparently mistakenly states that bees eat fruit. While bees do eat fruit, it is correct to say that the verse offers bad advice for the bees. Instead of eating fruits, they should be gathering nectar. I fear losing my faith. Do you have some answers for these things? I already missed both Fajr and Isha, and I feel I am close to Kufr. I am a convert, mind you, and I have been a Muslim just short of a year. And he talks about all these things. He says, bees don't eat fruit. They catch pollen with their legs and turn that into nectar. So I was actually debating someone once, and he said the Quran made a mistake because the Quran says that bees are instructed to eat from all the fruits, but bees only eat the pollen from flowers. And then I found someone else online making the same claim. Surah 16:68-69 claims that bees eat fruit, whereas they eat pollen from flowers. And then he shows the verse. The first thing to mention is that bees actually do eat fruits. Let me show you that. It says, do honeybees eat fruit? The answer is yes. Bees will feast on almost any piece of fruit. It is often believed that bees only get their food from flowers, but that isn't the case. Bees can also get food from non-flower sources. I'll show you some clips of bees eating fruit.
Hi you guys, so I'm clearing out the last of the peaches from my peach tree. Just a little warning, if you're collecting fruit that is obviously ripe on the trees, just don't blindly reach up and grab for a piece of it. You don't know who you're gonna grab. Be careful.
You really enjoy it.
So to say the Quran made a mistake, that the Quran says that the bees eat fruits, because they don't, when they actually do, is actually a false statement. What should be said is, well, why does the Quran instruct the bees to eat from all the fruits but not the flowers? And that can be explained, but we have to look at the Arabic for the word used for the word the fruits. So the Arabic word used for fruits is thamarati. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. You can see here. And this is all the verses that Allah uses this word. So in Arabic, the word thamarati means fruits. However, when we look at how Allah uses the word in the Quran, it's not only used for fruits, but also Allah puts flowers in the same category as fruits. So fruits and flowers are thamarati, according to Allah. This is how He groups them. He groups them as one thing. And even in mainstream science, we know that all fruits come from flowers. So Allah has grouped them as one thing in the Quran. So as you can see, a true fruit is a ripened ovary or carpel which contains seeds. So only flowering plants produced true fruits. So all fruits come from the flower. I'll now show you some clips of fruits growing and forming from flowers. So while it was traditionally thought that the word thamari only means fruits, I can show with strong evidence that in the Quran, Allah uses the word thamari to even include the flower stage of the fruit process. So thamari includes the flower and the fruit that comes from it. So what is thamarati? So Allah uses the word in 41:47. It says, "To him is attributed knowledge of the hour, and not comes out any fruits, thamari, from their coverings, nor does a female conceive or give birth except by his knowledge." You can see the comparison between the thamari coming from their coverings and a woman conceiving or giving birth. So it says, "And not comes out any fruits, thamari, from their coverings." So the thamari has a process of coming out from their coverings. Now, if you actually think about it, only the flower comes out from the covering, and then the fruit grows. So I'm going to show you a clip again. So you can see here, when the flower blossoms and is released from its covering, Allah considers it a thamari, clearly. Another verse here, 13:3 says, "And from all the fruits he made therein two mates, pairs." When we think of fruits, fruits don't actually have genders. It's actually the flower that has the genders. The thamari has the genders. You can have a female flower, you can have a male flower, and you can have a flower that has male and female parts. But it's the flower that has the genders, not the actual fruit that grows from it. Further proving that the thamari includes the stem of the fruit, which is the flower. Another verse which mentions the thamari is 35:27, which says, "Do you not see that Allah sends down from the heavens water, and we produce thereby fruits, thamari, of varying colors?" This verse could also be talking about the flowers, not just fruits, because flowers also come in multiple colors. Go back to the verse. The verse instructs the bees to eat from all the thamari, which we've established includes flowers and fruits. So the bees will eat from all of them. Notice how the Quran says eat from all the fruits. It doesn't just say eat the fruits. All the fruits emphasizes the flowers, the fruits, and everything within the category. The flowers. Some, but not all flowers, will actually grow into fruits, but they are still considered thamari. Flowers have sugar, which the bees feed on, so they are technically still fruits. Thanks for watching, and as always, Allah knows best.